Hello everyone, this is LB3 and I am back again with another draft video. This video is part of a series where I'll take a look at the top matchups between draft prospects in college football week by week. In this video we will be taking a look at the top matchups between draft prospects in week 4 of the 2019 college football season. This will be a weekly series, so if you think there's someone I missed, let me know in the comments. And if there is someone specific you'd like to see next week, also put that in the comments and I'll be sure to check them out. Alright, let's get started taking a look at the first matchup we will be talking about. That is Utah running back Zach Moss versus the USC defense. The USC defense is not filled with NFL talent, or at least high round picks, but they have lots of really solid players that should be able to hold down the Utah offensive line. Moss has potential to be one of the top running backs in this class, and performing against a team like USC is a good start. Moss is a player with good size and athleticism who is not taken down by arm tackles very easily. He runs good routes and is a 3-down back at the next level. In most classes, he'd be a guaranteed first-round pick, but in a loaded 2020 class, he'll have to show out to even guarantee being a top 100 pick. He's an extremely talented player, and Utah will have to run their offense through him to get the win. He'll be a very exciting player, especially if Utah plans to get him involved at every level of the game plan. The second matchup that we'll be taking a look at this week is the top matchup of the week, and it is Andrew Thomas versus the Notre Dame pass rush. Thomas is easily the top offensive tackle of the 2020 NFL draft class, and last year he put on a clinic when lined up against Alabama and their potent pass rush. Facing off against Notre Dame is a different beast, however, as Jaylen Johnson is one of the top speed rushers in college football. Alabama, while being a good pass rush as a unit, does not have any dominant speed rushers around the edge. Johnson is that guy, though, as he's extremely speedy around the edge, and the offensive tackle he is lined up against needs to quickly get into their set and hold the ground. Thomas shows good footwork, power, and hand placement throughout, so if he can handle the speed of Johnson and the other talented Notre Dame edge players, it will be a good sign. If Johnson can't win against Thomas, it will be great for his stock, although it's not shocking if he can't win against Thomas. Johnson could really use a big game here, so if he can ball out and really play well, that could really boost his stock and solidify him as a first-round prospect up along the likes with Chase Young and AJ Epinesa. Moving on to the next player, we're going to talk about a running back who, even if he comes out after his junior year, will come out with an insane workload already on his legs. Even taking that into consideration, though, you'd have to be insane to bet against Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor. With over 4,000 yards in his first 2 seasons of college football, Taylor easily checks the production box. With his size and track background, he almost definitely checked the size and athleticism box at the combine as well. Then, finally looking at his tape, he checks the box as a big, explosive back who finds good holes and is extremely tough to take down. The only thing that would be nice to see him work on is his receiving work, and he's already on pace for way more targets than he got this first 2 years. And when he does get targets, he shows very soft hands, and he has a good skill set that seems to line up with his ability to run routes. Against Michigan, he'll have to have a huge game for Wisconsin to win against the talented Wolverines. However, if anyone can run all over the talented Michigan front, it is Taylor, and I fully believe in his ability to do so. On to the next matchup, I'd like to take a look at the other side of the Utah versus USC matchup. USC is one of the better wide receiver groups in the country, so Utah cornerback Jaylen Johnson is going to have his hands full trying to slow them down, especially if USC's young quarterback can play well, which is something that has been a question mark recently. Johnson is another big athletic corner in this very talented class full of big athletic corners. Just like the rest, he needs to find a way to stand out, and a shutdown game against a talented USC wide receiver group would be a good start. He has good speed and size, but at times allows himself to get a little bit grabby, and that is at least partially because sometimes his processing is a bit slow. This causes him to get a bit behind the wide receiver, and a lot of times end up grabbing to try and make sure he doesn't give up the catch. He shows solid ball skills, though, and with the size and athleticism, there's a team that's guaranteed to fall in love. And putting up big tape against one of the tougher matchups that he will face this year would be a great start to a run to be one of the top cornerbacks taken. The final matchup of the week that I'd like to take a look at is a very talented receiver against a good defense who has a chance to stand out and maybe potentially be one of the top wide receivers taken. And that is Wallace versus Texas in their secondary. Well, Texas definitely isn't DBU anymore, as much as they'd like to try and convince you that they are. They still have a more talented defense than most of the teams in their conference, and they should be focusing on trying to slow down Wallace if they do anything in their game against Oklahoma State. In the high-flying Oklahoma State offense, Wallace took over as the James Washington role as deep threat. However, don't confuse them as similar players, as Wallace is a lot quicker and faster as well, while not being as good at attacking the ball in the air. With a slim frame and a smaller size, Wallace will never be good at attacking the ball in the air, but he has to win with speed and route running in the NFL. And while he's still a work in progress in the route running department, he shows good understanding of some of the basics and route running leverages. He does have some issues with drops, but he should be a contributor wherever he ends up in the NFL. Alright, those are the top 5 matchups that I will be keeping an eye on in week 4 of college football. If I missed a good matchup, don't hesitate to comment, and I'll be sure to check it out. I'll be doing these videos weekly throughout the season, so if there are any matchups you definitely want me to highlight in week 5, don't hesitate to comment those either. I always love to hear feedback and have some good draft conversations. If you like this video, then definitely subscribe, as I have a lot more draft content coming to this channel throughout the college football season, and then after that, all the way up until the draft. This has been LB3. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new.